This is Blackjacks Weekly.
Presented by Bud Light on 97.3 ESPN.
Live from Chickies and Pete's in Egg Harbor Township. With your hosts, the voice of the Blackjacks, Nick Kosko.
And head coach Ron James.
Now, Blackjacks Weekly.
Live from Chickies and Pete's in Egg Harbor Township, it's Blackjacks Weekly presented by Bud Light. I'm your host, Nick Kosko, joined alongside Atlantic City Blackjacks head coach Ron James. As always, it is game week finally, as the Atlantic City Blackjacks will be taking on the Philadelphia Soul this Saturday, 3:30 p.m. at the Wells Fargo Center in Philadelphia. And the home opener next week, May 4th, 3:30 p.m. at Boardwalk Hall, as the Blackjacks will take on the Columbus Destroyers. Joining the program in a little bit will be kicker Mark Lewis, a veteran of the league and newest Blackjacks kicker, and I would say a studly kicker to say the least. Coach, how are you this week? It's finally game week now.
Okay, I couldn't come in any sooner for me. I'm just excited to have game week on us. And going to Philly this weekend is going to be a first for all of us, and it's a first for the team, a first for the community, a first for the league to have a team in Atlantic City. Just a lot of things happening all in 1 week, but excited to get it going.
Now, talk about this preparation. Now, biggest emphasis of the preparation this week, knowing that everyone talks about the Philadelphia Soul when they associate them with the Arena Football League and vice versa. What has been the biggest emphasis in practice this week now that training camp, that the steam is kind of off a little bit in terms of the physical contact? Now you're talking about game plan and preparation for a very talented football team.
Well, really what it is it's the same preparation it would be game one no matter where you're at. You want to make the fewest mistakes. You want to be sharp as possible. You want to be able to build off this game. And, you know, for game one for us, it's just really all about how well we're going to play as a team, how well we can execute all four quarters and all three phases of the game. So just, I know it sounds cliche, but really that's what it's all about. It's just trying to make sure that our execution's at a top level.
Now, this has been a long time coming, really, for game week. You go through the process of being introduced to the head coach, you announce the team, and all of a sudden you have to wait and see what the team name is actually going to be, to get the uniforms, logos. You sign players. Warren Smith, of course, was the first guy. We had him on last week. He was the first signing, and that seemed like a monumental time. All of a sudden, you guys are moving in for training camp at the Ocean Casino in Atlantic City. All of a sudden, look at that. 2 weeks gone. The season's finally here. I mean, how does the time go by so fast when it just seemed like just yesterday this team was just being announced as a new member of the league?
It seems like it was just yesterday. I mean, when you think about it, the time has gone by quickly, but at the same time, the game day couldn't come sooner. I mean, as a football coach, as football players, you want the game, you want to be involved in the season. And by the time we blink, Nick, the season's going to be almost over. I mean, that's just kind of the way arena football goes. The season goes by quickly, but we have to understand that a lot of preparation has gone into this first game, not only on the field, but also off the field with George Manius and the Trifecta Group and Ron Jaworski and all those guys that have been really great, solid members of getting the Atlantic City team in place, let alone playing the first game. So it's big for us. We can't wait to get home and play our first home game, but we know we've got a tough opponent coming up this week, and we're not looking past them.
It almost seems like anytime there's a new franchise starting in any of these major sports, whether it be arena football or even the four major sports, it takes about 2 to 3 years to get off the ground. Atlantic City was off the ground in a couple months once it was announced. Before we even get to Philadelphia real quick, how about this for arena football itself? DraftKings, a new partner for the league in terms of the fantasy sports and the gambling, and now you can basically draft your own teams. I know a lot of guys on the Blackjacks looking at their values already. It seems it's one of those things where every player has a value. Draft them, and you play week-to-week competition. I mean, that has to be really exciting and great for the league, knowing that you can play fantasy sports now with arena football.
Well, it's tremendous to not only have that opportunity for the league, but also for the players, because it helps them market themselves and let them kind of know where they're at as professional athletes. So I think it's a great thing. I'm just glad they don't have the fantasy coaching end of it. So, take me off the grid. But really, for us, we're excited about it. We know that this is a great partnership with DraftKings, and being that their home base is right here in Atlantic City, that's also an awesome thing, I think, for us as a team.
One thing I got to ask you about this coming game now, we'll look ahead to the games. It is game week. Atlantic City at Philadelphia. You can catch the action right here on 97.3 ESPN. First game of the season, but you guys actually just scrimmaged Philadelphia a couple weeks ago during training camp, a little bit of a joint practice, some live situations as well. they have a former MVP. I mean, not only does Atlantic City have a former MVP quarterback in Randy Hippard, so does Philadelphia and Dan Rodabaugh. He's won at the highest level in this league. He's a very prolific quarterback. He's coached by an AFL Hall of Famer and head coach Clint Dawzell. What's the biggest key to limiting or even stopping Dan Rodabaugh and company?
Well, Dan's one of the best that's ever done it in this league. And I'm not just saying that. I mean, his resume speaks for itself. He had probably the most prolific game against us in 2017 that I can even remember. Playing on one leg and winning an arena bowl is unbelievable. But, you know, a lot of respect for that organization. Of course, Clint's a former player of mine. I know that, to be able to stop that team, you're not going to stop them. You can only hope to, in certain positions at certain times of the game, make plays instead of them making the plays. And that's what it's going to come down to. In arena football, it always comes down to who can make the plays at the critical times. And if it gets close at the end of the game, who's going to blink and who's going to be the team that, stares it down and make sure they get the most out of the end of the game.
One last thing on the game coming up as far as what you have to do. You look at the offensive side of the ball for Atlantic City. Randy's going to be manning the offense so far this week. There's some new guys. There's a mix of veterans. But you look at, people are going to look at the quarterback matchup on paper. For those who know this league, they're going to look at Dan, they're going to look at Randy, and they're going to say, well, both these teams are probably going to put up 60 to 70 points. Do you see the game happening like that on Saturday? I
really don't. I mean, I would like to think that it might be an old-fashioned shootout, but in arena football, you just never know. It could be a defensive game. We thought the Arena Bowl a couple years ago was going to be a shootout. Wound up being 44-40, which is relatively low scoring for arena football. So you can't really program that or plan for it. You just really have to go with the flow of the game. With two great quarterbacks, certainly the scoreboard could be lit up, but we have two good defenses out there as well, and a really good head coach that knows his defensive side of the ball in Clint. And so I really believe that this will be a hard-fought contest, and hopefully when it comes down to the last possession, it gives the fans their money worth.
It is Blackjacks Weekly, presented by Bud Light. Nick Kosko alongside head coach Ron James. We're live from Chickies and Pete's in Egg Harbor Township. We will take a quick break. On the other side, I will be joined by kicker Mark Lewis, as he in his first year with the Atlantic City Blackjacks, but a longtime veteran of the Arena Football League, one of the most prolific kickers in the game. So we'll step aside, take a quick break. On the other side, Mark will join me. Keep it locked here for Blackjacks Weekly right here on 97.3 ESPN.
75th pick in the 2012 NFL Draft, the Seattle Seahawks select Russell Wilson, quarterback, Wisconsin.
7 rounds, 254 players selected.
The NFL Draft is officially open.
Who will change the future of your team?
So you ready for the draft? Let's get started.
The NFL Draft. Round 1 is today on ESPN Radio.
The NFL Draft, exclusively on 97.3 ESPN FM, South Jersey's sports leader.
Ever wonder what ingredients are in Bud Light? Just check the packaging. We brew with hops, barley, water, and rice. Ever wonder what ingredients are in Coors Light? You can't check the packaging. You have to go to their website, download a PDF, and scroll to page 3. There it is. Coors Light brews with hop extract, barley, water, and corn syrup. Bud Light, brewed with no corn syrup. Enjoy responsibly. Bud Light Beer, AB, St. Louis, Missouri. Based on information available at MillerCoors.com as of January 16, 2019.
Tilton Fitness, the official gym of the Atlantic City Blackjack players and Diamonds Dance Team, invites you to visit one of our 7 locations throughout New Jersey. Try one of Tilton Fitness's award-winning group exercise classes with over 125 to choose from every week. Use our state-of-the-art cardio and resistance equipment. Take a swim in our pool. Relax in our jacuzzi, steam room, or sauna. And complimentary babysitting for up to 2 hours. Tilton Fitness. See what we have to offer you.
It's Honda Dream Garage sales event happening now at Rossi Honda. Hi, I'm Ron Rossi, and you can lease an all-new 2019 Civic LX for only $119 a month. And don't forget, the oil changes are on us up to 5 years or 60,000 miles. At Rossi Honda, we treat you better, period, for less. On Delsey Drive in Violent. Shop 24/7 at RossiHonda.com.
$31.95 down. Tax tags, doc fees extra. 36-month lease, 10,000 miles per year to qualified buyers. See dealer for details.
It's Honda Dream Garage sales event happening now at Rossi Honda. Hi, I'm Ron Rossi, and you can lease an all-new 2019 Accord LX for only $179 a month. And don't forget, the oil changes are on us up to 5 years or 60,000 miles. At Rossi Honda, we treat you better, period, for less on Delsey Drive in Vineland. And don't forget, shop us 24/7 on RossiHonda.com.
$31.95 down. Tax tags, doc fees extra. 36-month lease, 10,000 miles per year to qualified buyers. See dealer for details.
The doctors at Reconstructive Orthopedics are dedicated to getting you expert orthopedic care you need for your bone, joint, muscle, or ligament injury or condition. When you need exceptional care focused on you, see the same orthopedic doctors that treat the Atlantic City Blackjacks at Reconstructive Orthopedics. Available in Bordentown, Cherry Hill, Medford, Morristown, Sewell, Vineland, and Voorhees. Reconstructive Orthopedics, focused on you.
Imagining a better bank starts with looking at the savings rates most banks offer and saying, really? Capital One is building something better. You can open a Capital One savings account with one of the nation's best savings rates from anywhere. Or here. Or here! One of the nation's best savings rates. Opened online, at a Capital One location, or from anywhere. That's banking reimagined. What's in your wallet?
For consumers only. Offered by Capital One N.A. member FDIC. Copyright 2018 Capital One.
Ever wonder what ingredients are in Bud Light? Just check the packaging. We brew with hops, barley, water, and rice. Ever wonder what ingredients are in Coors Light? You can't check the packaging. You have to go to their website, download a PDF, and scroll to page 3. There it is. Coors Light brews with hop extract, barley, water, and corn syrup. Bud Light, brewed with no corn syrup. Enjoy responsibly. Bud Light Beer, AB, St. Louis, Missouri. Based on information available at MillerCoors.com as of January 16, 2019.
If you win the Mega Millions jackpot, you and your family could spend more days at the beach in the south of France. Take a chance on the $212 million jackpot because anything can happen in Jersey.
This is Blackjacks Weekly.
Presented by Bud Light on 97.3 ESPN.
Live from Chickies and Pete's in Egg Harbor Township.
Back here at Chickies and Pete's in Egg Harbor Township, Blackjacks Weekly presented by Bud Light. Nick Kosko with you. And now I'm pleased to be joined now by the kicker for the Atlantic City Blackjacks, Mark Lewis. Mark, welcome to the program.
Hey, thanks for having me, Nick.
Now, Mark, you're actually, I would say, quite the superstar for when people think of superstars in football, generally they say quarterback, a wide receiver, running back, one of the guys who score a lot. But you score a lot even though you're a kicker because you're constantly making field goals. You're quite the superstar for this league.
Yeah, and I also score on touchdowns, too, with the bar balls and stuff like that, so.
Hopefully, maybe there's a trick play in the playbook for you to catch a touchdown pass, maybe on a fake field goal.
Hey, fingers crossed, man. I'm dying to get in that end zone.
Now, just to talk about your career a little bit, you've been in this league now as you're going into your 15th year with the Arena Football League. You even started out in the AF2. Mm-hmm. If people don't remember, that was basically the minor league for the Arena Football League about 10, 15 years ago. You've had a long journey in this league. You played for a lot of teams. This is your first year in Atlantic City. Just go over your career a little bit and how you got from starting out in this league and now till now.
Yeah, I started out, I was in Detroit, and then made my way to Columbus, actually at Vegas with Coach James, and Clint was our quarterback that year. But went from there to Columbus, to Austin, to Dallas, played 6 years in Orlando, played in Tampa, and I played in Baltimore last year, so been around.
What do you think of Atlantic City, knowing that this is now another stop? I mean, obviously, your hometown is Orlando, so it was great to play for them for quite a while. Mm-hmm. Now you're in Atlantic City. Quite the far commute from the offseason as well. So what would you say is your favorite thing about Atlantic City so far?
Just the atmosphere. It's the nightlife. It's the city, and it's a good town. And I'm just glad Arena football's here because it does remind me of Vegas. So, it fits Arena football too,
What's it mean to be a veteran in this league? Considering you're on a team that obviously it's a new franchise, you have some veterans, guys like Randy Moore at the quarterback position. Kendrick Ings, you're one of your wide receivers. He's been in the league a little bit, but I mean you're the de facto veteran on this team, and also with a lot of rookies on this team. But what's that mean to you? Do you actually see yourself as one of the leaders in this team and set an example for these young guys?
Yeah, I know my role, and I just love going out there and doing what I do, and I just can't find that in a 9-to-5, and. I just going out there and competing with those guys and contributing to a win or, having your hand in it somehow, some way is an awesome feeling.
Now, we were talking before the show. You actually have quite the interesting journey to becoming an Arena football player. You only played football your senior year of high school, and you actually played soccer at Florida International University. Tell us about that and how you actually made this transition to not just football but Arena football, where it's probably a little bit even harder to be a kicker.
Yeah, it's a funny story. A friend of mine received 2 to 3 free tickets to the Orlando Predators game back when I was a junior in high school. So that was my first time going to pretty much a football game. And I saw the outdoor game on TV, and it just didn't really fit my style, being a soccer guy, action-packed, but I went to the arena game and absolutely fell in love with the game. I mean, guys going over the wall. It was just nonstop action, scoring, and just the atmosphere of the arena being on top of those players, and then after the game going down on the field and interacting with those players. And it was just an unbelievable experience, and that's what got me into kicking.
Now, a lot of these guys in the Arena Football League, during the offseason, they'll work other jobs. Some guys work 9 to 5. Some guys just manage to have jobs where they can stay in shape. Maybe some of them are athletic trainers. But you told me you opened up your own kicking school back down in Orlando. Tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, just probably 3-4 years ago, I got into the kicking and wanting to pursue that kind of when I'm done playing. But just wanted to give my knowledge back to these young guys. I started up coaching at Oviedo High School. I've been there for about 4 or 5 years now, but I'm just trying to work my way up that rank, and I just enjoy doing it.
Now, we were talking to one of the Blackjack quarterbacks, Warren Smith, just last week, and he also coaches football at Lacey Township High School, which is about 30-40 minutes from here, right here in South Jersey. I mean, do you guys talk about being football coaches at all, or do you share some coach knowledge, even though you guys are playing right now in the league?
Actually, we did. We carpool together in the morning to practice, and I said, hey, give me your kicker's number. Let me work with him. So, yeah, that's already in the works.
That's pretty. I mean, that is really awesome. So let's talk about actually being a kicker in this league. It's very interesting compared to the outdoor game. Obviously, the goalposts in the NFL, college, and even the Canadian League, they're wider. But in the Arena League, you're indoors. You have to be wary of the iron, and the goalposts are about, I would say, half, if not even, or even
9 feet.
Only 9 feet, and you have to be pretty deadly accurate to be a kicker in this league.
You do. You got to know the shape of your shot and how it's played. Obviously, there's no wind elements. So, but you do have a snap hold and protection, and then the kick. And a lot of people don't realize that. So there's a lot of variables that can go wrong in that process. But you get one shot, one kill, and that's how I approach it. And I just love what I do, man.
I find kickers in this league very unique because there's a lot more onside kicks because arena football is more of a possession game than I would say the outdoor game is. But you also can get creative with some of these kicks. I know I've seen some kickers where they actually practice like a knuckleball type kick to somehow get a weird bounce off the iron. Do you practice stuff like that as well? Because you never know. That could be another way to get a possession back.
Well, I don't practice. I just do it. You know what I mean? Because in our practice, I don't have that back home or anything like that. But, I've kind of perfected the onside kick, and I got creative with delivering it to those guys. But yeah, I just love being a weapon, and if you're coming up and playing that, the all up look on me, then I'm going bar ball on you or slack net or just somehow creating a turnover for my team.
Can you describe the feeling you get if you actually create a turnover based on your kick because it bounced funny off the iron, or the guys are coming up for an onside kick, but you boot it deep and all of a sudden your teammates are recovering in the end zone for a touchdown?
I tell people I turn into Ray Lewis out there. I know I'm a kicker, but I have that mentality of Ray Lewis, and I think I'm him out there.
Now, you've probably seen some highlights of kickers, at least in the NFL or even college. Occasionally, these kickers somehow get a nice lick on these return guys, maybe knock them down, big hit, highlight reel. Can you remember a time where you delivered a nice big hit and you felt, hey, I could probably play linebacker too in this league?
Yeah, I might have one or two. I do remember getting kind of low on a guy and flipping him up and over.
What was that? What was that like? Crowd just going absolutely bonkers when you did that?
Yeah, they definitely oohed them, and it was a good experience being on the other end of that.
Now, as far as the accuracy is, just to remind people, the goalposts are only 9 feet wide, but you have those big square irons on the side. So, do you do you find it being that kickers in this league could be better than kickers in the NFL, knowing that you have to be that accurate and basically a miss could result in a score for the other team?
Yeah, you can actually hit a great ball and still miss. I've hit both irons and still miss. And just all you got to do is clip it the wrong way, and it sometimes can go in, and it sometimes can bounce out. But I played against Rob Baronis. He started out in the Arena League. There's been numerous guys that played in the Arena League to make their way to the NFL. But yeah, you have to be lights out in the Arena League.
Now, you mentioned before, I'll leave you here with this one too. You said you perfected the onside kick, and it's very hard to do that, particularly even in a more narrow space such as arena football. because you have been so accurate with your field goal percentage and also how good your onside kicks are, have NFL teams actually come knocking on your door and say, "Hey, we might want to look at you for the big leagues"? And have you ever considered making that jump to the NFL?
Yeah, of course. When I was younger, I had a couple sniffs, but nothing serious brought into camp. They kind of maybe look at the turf being, you can get a higher pop on the ball and things like that, and you do. But I can do it outdoors. But I would love an opportunity to showcase that.
All right, we have Mark Lewis joining us on Blackjacks Weekly. He's going to be, I would hope, we don't want a lot of field goals on Saturday, but if we get a lot of field goal attempts, we're going to nail all of them. Is that right?
You got it.
That's right. All right, thank you to Mark Lewis for joining the program. We're going to take a quick break. On the other side, we'll bring back Mark as well as head coach Ron James for the final segment of the show as we look ahead to game week. Atlantic City, Philadelphia, Saturday, 3:30 at the Wells Fargo Center. Catch the action right here on 97.3 ESPN. Don't go away. Take a break. Final segment coming up. Blackjacks Weekly presented by Bud Light. Live from Chickies and Pete's in Egg Harbor Township on 97.3 ESPN.
Atlantic City Blackjacks football is on 97.3 ESPN. Listen all season as the voice of the Blackjacks, Nick Kosko and Coffee Jones, bring you all the exciting play-by-play action of the inaugural Arena League season. It's the season opener as the Blackjacks head up the expressway to face the Philadelphia Soul this Saturday. With the kickoff at 3:30, it's Atlantic City Blackjacks Arena League football on 97.3 ESPN.
Ever wonder what ingredients are in Bud Light? Just check the packaging. We brew with hops, barley, water, and rice. Ever wonder what ingredients are in Coors Light? You can't check the packaging. You have to go to their website, download a PDF, and scroll to page 3. There it is. Coors Light brews with hop extract, barley, water, and corn syrup. Bud Light, brewed with no corn syrup. Enjoy responsibly. Bud Light Beer, AB, St. Louis, Missouri. Based on information available at MillerCoors.com as of January 16, 2019.
Tilton Fitness, the official gym of the Atlantic City Blackjack players and Diamonds Dance Team, invites you to visit one of our 7 locations throughout New Jersey. Try one of Tilton Fitness's award-winning group exercise classes with over 125 to choose from every week. Use our state-of-the-art cardio and resistance equipment. Take a swim in our pool. Relax in our jacuzzi, steam room, or sauna. And complimentary babysitting for up to 2 hours. Tilton Fitness. See what we have to offer you.
Escape 36-month lease with $2,999 down, 10,500 miles per year, no security deposit. Savings include factory rebate and dealer discount with approved credit through Ford Credit, tax, title, and license extra. Ends April 30th. Number 1 claim from 2018 total new vehicle sales per Ford report.
Everyone's talking about it. Truck and SUV buyers are coming from all over New Jersey and Philly for it. It's Truck Month, and it's only at number 1 Lewiston Ford. General Manager Ivan Nelson, why is everyone so excited?
Truck Month is the biggest sale of the year at Lewiston Ford. Save $12,000 off MSRP on all new 2018 Ford F-150s, or get 0% APR financing for 72 months on select 2019 Ford F-150s.
Or drive a new 2019 Ford Escape SE for only $189 a month.
You'll save up to $6,500 off MSRP on all remaining 2018 Ford EcoSports.
Make the money-saving drive to Lewiston Ford, the number 1 volume Ford dealer in Cumberland County, Salem County, and Cape May County.
North Delsey Drive in Vineland. Online at LewistonFord.com.
The doctors at Reconstructive Orthopedics are dedicated to getting you expert orthopedic care you need for your bone, joint, muscle, or ligament injury or condition. When you need exceptional care focused on you, see the same orthopedic doctors that treat the Atlantic City Blackjacks at Reconstructive Orthopedics. Available in Bordentown, Cherry Hill, Medford, Morristown, Sewell, Vineland, and Voorhees. Reconstructive Orthopedics, focused on you.
This Friday to Sunday only, shop JCPenney and save up to 50% on select spring styles throughout the store. Wake up your wardrobe with select women's apparel from Liz Claiborne at 40 to 50% off. And check your JCPenney app wallet for an extra 20% off coupon any way you pay. Plus, save an extra 50% off select sharply reduced clearance items. So many spring-sational ways to save. JCPenney. Coupon and offers valid 4/26 to 4/28. Clearance offer valid 4/25 to 5/4. Pink ticket items in store only. Conditions and exclusions apply. See store at jcp.com for details.
Ever wonder what ingredients are in Bud Light? Just check the packaging. We brew with hops, barley, water, and rice. Ever wonder what ingredients are in Coors Light? You can't check the packaging. You have to go to their website, download a PDF, and scroll to page 3. There it is. Coors Light brews with hop extract, barley, water, and corn syrup. Bud Light, brewed with no corn syrup. Enjoy responsibly. Bud Light Beer, AB, St. Louis, Missouri. Based on information available at MillerCoors.com as of January 16, 2019.
This is Blackjacks Weekly.
Presented by Bud Light on 97.3 ESPN.
Live from Chickies and Pete's in Egg Harbor Township.
Back here at Chickies and Pete's in Egg Harbor Township, Blackjacks Weekly presented by Bud Light. Nick Kosko alongside head coach of the Atlantic City Blackjacks, Ron James, and kicker Mark Lewis. Final segment of the show. And gentlemen, real quick, as we know the season opener is coming up, there's other football news going on tonight. The NFL Draft. Coach, I know you're unfortunately a Patriots fan. Who do you want the Pats to take tonight?
You know, I haven't even watched any of it, to be honest with you. You know, I just hope they pick maybe a tight end or something that can fill Gronkowski's void. But other than that, you know,
How about Brady's eventual replacer? Are you counting on playing until he's 50?
Oh, he's going to play as long as he wants to play. So, you know, at this point, they're not even looking at that, I'm sure.
Now, Mark, you're down from the Orlando area. Are you a Tampa Bay Bucks fan?
I like the Bucks. I knew Jason Myers, and he was with the Jags, so I kind of hopped on the Jags bandwagon for a little bit. But I just like football, man. I like sports, period.
So are you a fan of any NFL team at all, or you kind of just grew up just loving the game in general?
You know, I have family in Cincinnati, so the Bengals,
Okay.
and I got family in Pittsburgh, so the Steelers.
So you kind of root for a little bit of everybody almost.
Yeah.
Steelers just re-signed Big Ben to a new contract. You sold on that move, or are you ready for the next era of Pittsburgh Steelers football?
Hey, I like the old guys, man. You know, let them do their thing.
You're not that old. Season opener is on Saturday, 3:30 p.m. at the Wells Fargo Center, Atlantic City at Philadelphia. Catch the action right here on 97.3 ESPN. Also give the Atlantic City Blackjacks a follow on Twitter at AFL Blackjacks. Gentlemen, this is a fast show, of course, and it's game week already. I mean, Mark, you got to be excited to rock. What are we rocking this week, Coach? The all Reds this week?
We're going red on red.
You like that? Is that your favorite uniform combination, Mark?
I kind of like the all black.
All black? I'm sure we'll see the all black plenty this season.
We got plenty of combinations, a lot of good stuff cooking.
I can't do the math that fast. I was a journalism
30
major in
seconds.
college, so I can't. I can. What was it? Maybe nine combinations. That sounds about right.
That's about right.
We'll go about that.
About that.
I think Nick Hag likes the all white. So
I think he does too.
he was very happy with me today.
Hey, that guy looked good in anything, though, man. Come on.
That's going to do it for us. For Mark Lewis, head coach Ron James, I am Nick Kosko saying so long. This has been Blackjacks Weekly presented by Bud Light, live from Chickies and Peach in Egg Harbor Township. Stay tuned for more on 97.3 ESPN.
1.